The family unit is a strong energy. The healthy, stable mom, father, children unit in a healthy space is one of the most powerful things. She don't really be knowing where they're going. She don't be knowing none of the plans. She don't even use her brain. She don't even look to cross the street because she know her man got her. That is the biggest flex when you see men talking about the love they have for their wives or their women. When you see men putting Black women on this pedestal, it opens the door and it triggers men who have issues and who are not healed. Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Meloney P podcast. I'm your girl, Meloney P, and we are here to have a conversation. Listen, I know that I was supposed to drop an episode Sunday, but I was recovering from Saturday night activities, and so I couldn't do it. But I'm here today. I'm a day late, but I'm a dollar not short, and I'm here to get with you guys. I'm gonna have a little quick cackle because at the end of the day, you know, I am late. I am a day late, so I want to get this out here. I was on social media and I saw a series of posts that just spoke to me, and it gave me some type of like joy, and I was really here for it. Now, one thing that I keep saying is that I'm really over the, you know, black man versus black woman banter. I don't know what's going on. I always say I feel like it started from one person who was asked one question on a podcast, and now we are here with the war of the genders, the war of black man against black woman, and I'm tired of it. And although I know that people love the conversation that pits us against each other, I just don't want to be about that. It's so funny because I was on What Was Said podcast. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following. We go live every Thursday. And my co-host was talking about, you know, obviously he's a man, so he's going to always, you know, defend the men and blah, blah, blah. And I had just simply said that I look at black men as the leaders, as the head, as the top tier, as the providers. And it's so crazy how, you know, a few black men got in the comments mad about that. And it's just like, y'all are crazy. That's like somebody saying, I want you to be feminine and soft and rest in your femininity, and that would make me mad. Like, that would never make me mad because that's what I'm supposed to do and supposed to be. So it's really weird, the back and forth that I just always see. And it's strange to me because I always say if something does not apply to you, then just keep it moving. Like, if you're not the kind of man that you know, a certain kind of woman wants, or if you're not the kind of woman that a certain kind of man wants, you ain't really got to comment on it. You can just keep it moving, let it go. But I saw a few clips that I just truly loved, and I wanted to share it with this Melly Minute. And I'm going to play the first one. Now, let me start here.
If a man can't be used, he's useless. This is facts. Because as a man, we're all about utility. We're all about doing. So why wouldn't you want to be used by your woman? The only type of man that doesn't want to be used by his woman is the type of man who doesn't have any value to offer. Like, when I'm with a girl, I want to be her mechanic. I want to be her technician. I want to be your toolbox. I want to be your ATM. I want to be your security guard. I want you to use me. And in fact, if you don't, I might take that as disrespect. Like, you think I go to the gym and work on my strength for me to watch my woman carry the heavy bags? No, give me that. You think I work on all of this intelligence for my woman not to use my mind to solve her problems? Give me those problems. You think I'm working this hard to become wealthy so my woman can't use my money? No, spend that. And then I can already imagine some of these guys getting triggered by hearing that, not realizing that if you pick a good woman, you don't have to worry because she's going to reciprocate that energy. So yes, baby, use me.
Period. Point blank. I love to see it. I love to see it. Now, I'm gonna tell you, the first thing that came to my mind, for some reason, was Russell Wilson, Sierra's husband. Because I feel like oftentimes when you see, you know, men talking about the love they have for their wives or their women, when you see men, you know, putting black women on this pedestal, it opens the door and it triggers men who have issues and who are not healed. And that was the first thought that I had when I saw this. I just thought about all the men who have such an issue with Russell Williams because he's a family man and he loves his family. He loves his kids. He takes care of Sierra, and he proudly puts her on a pedestal. And it made me think, like, even looking at the comments, right? There was a comment under this post and it said, married 10 years and I started my handyman business because I've put up so much IKEA furniture for my wife. I fixed her car and replaced her speakers and radio. When we first started dating, I'm her financer, her investor. I'm the event manager for her events. I'm her first employee in her event business. I was her first coaching client. Whatever my wife needs, I'm that, in capital letters. Through the guidance of God, we outsourced everything else. Now, that is a word. You can tell just the difference, the energy in a man who is proud to be used. Now, I feel like I saw some people in the comments saying, oh, well, I don't want to be used. I want to be used and use, whatever. But, it just shows a lack of maturity, because obviously this man is not saying that he wants to be abused. He's saying that he's here and he's going to stand in his masculine, not his toxic masculine, but he's going to stand in his masculine and be for his woman what he feels like he should be, which is protector, provider, mechanic, brains, and when I say brains, it makes me think about, I saw this one girl that I've been begging to come on a show. She won't come on the show, but she had posted this thing on her on her social media. And she was saying that when her and her husband travel, she don't really be knowing where they're going. She don't be knowing none of the plans. She don't even use her brain. She don't even look to cross the street because she know her man got her. That is the biggest flex. Like, a lot of men often talk about how women need to be, respectful. Women need to be, in their place. Women need to be these feminine creatures. But at the end of the day, when there is a soft place for a woman to feel soft, safe, and secure, her femininity is going to explode in more ways than one. The man will always get out better, and the man's life will be better. Like, a man by himself who thinks that he's out here, finding hoes and, doing things that aren't, morally right, cheating on your wife, or just not doing things that are respectable. It seems cool in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's fun in the moment, but you're not investing in anything. So you're not going to have a return. You might have quick fun. You might have, a good couple of years of just, fun. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest flexes that a man can have, in my opinion, and just in the men in my life that I know, is the smile on a woman's face, because that's all you. And one of the things I also saw, and for some reason my algorithm is giving men masculinity, I saw that a man was saying that when you give your woman, I don't want to say the bare minimum, but when you give your woman just that safe place, she will literally create heaven for you. And so it's like, you got to find your person, you got to find your people. And when you find your person and your people, do them right, treat them right. It's very simple. Then I saw this other post by Charlemagne the God. Now, he's getting a lot of flack lately. I feel like Charlemagne the God is either someone that you love or someone that you hate. There's no in between. One of the reasons that I really like Charlemagne the God is because he's from the South, but also he's such an advocate for Black men and mental health and therapy and doing the work. Now, we know that he ain't always been that way. We know that he hasn't always been, stand-up kind of guy, I'll say. But at the end of the day, it's not about where you were, it's about where you're going. And I feel like it's really just reassuring. It's really refreshing to see Black men make therapy cool. Black men, make healing cool. I was looking at the Mel Robbins podcast this weekend, and I don't even know how this came up on my timeline because I noticed today that it was back in 2023. And she was talking about men or women, not even men, but like narcissism. And she was saying how something that I didn't know, but she was saying that narcissism is not something that you're born with. Narcissism is based off of some type of childhood trauma that you had that affected your ability for your emotional, whatever it is that has emotional maturity and emotional intelligence, that stops growing at a normal pace because of some type of traumatic situation or situations that happened to you when you were a child. So you're able to function, you're able to like maneuver in regular smarts, but when it comes to emotional intelligence and emotional awareness, that is something that has not developed at a normal pace, which makes you have these narcissistic traits. And I'm saying that to say that a lot of people, not just men, not just women, but a lot of people have things like this, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, we have to make therapy cool again. But I'm gonna play this clip that Charlamagne the God I saw on my timeline a few weeks ago.
You got to have a good woman, yo. You have to have a good woman, and when you get a good woman, man, I keep telling y'all, pour into that woman, like really pour into that woman, and watch how your life just does this. Pour into your woman, pour into your family, do the work on yourself to be a better man, and just watch how your life does this.
Exactly. Now, again, it's all on the same timeline, all on the same frequency, all in the same alignment. I was talking to one of my guy friends recently, and he was telling me this weekend that his wife had all this paperwork for him to sign, like legal paperwork or whatever, and someone was saying, well, did you read it? And he was like, no, she just gave me the paperwork. I trust her. I trust her ability to do her part in the household, in the family, to take us to the next level. So I just signed it. I didn't read it. Now, I know to some people that might be like, you are a fool. But when I heard that, I was just like, that's so cool. Like, it's so cool that you have the kind of woman and the kind of relationship that if she says sign this, you're like, okay, cool, because you have that level of trust with your woman, with your partner, and you know that you guys have a common goal. One of the things that Charlamagne said is that, if you have a good woman, you have to pour into her. I know that this is biblical. I'm not even going to try to recite the Bible verse, child, but the woman and what the woman can do to and for a man in the positive is invaluable. And when men get to a place to where they understand the power of having a good woman in their corner, the world is like your oyster. I remember Marathi was on the show a couple of times, and he was saying that as a black business owner, as a black man, he said that, most of his customer base are black women. And it's not even really because he has great products, but black women are going to support someone and something that is pouring into the community, that is pouring into them. And it's ridiculous how much of almost a hidden gem that we are. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the fighting or the debate culture that we're in now that pits us against each other is so detrimental, and I feel like it's working to the enemy's advantage. And I always say that the stronger, the family unit is a strong energy. The healthy, stable mom, father, children unit in a healthy space is one of the most powerful things. That is why years ago, I always say that they tried to take the black man out of the household, because if he's not in the household, then you don't have a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, your family is not whole. And it's like when you put a black man and a black woman together and they are growing and they are respecting each other, they are loving each other, they are having the difficult conversations, they are loving each other and loving the children, and they have a plan, and they're playing their part and there's mutual respect. It is so scary what can be done. I think about a couple, like just random couples that I know personally, and I just see how they're able to move. I see how they're able to buy things. I see how they're able to secure things for their future. And they're all beautiful Black couples. And I watch them and their families, and I watch them in awe because it's such a beautiful thing. And here's the thing, we're not stupid. We're not naive. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. And it takes work. People always say that marriage is hard, that relationship is hard. And it is true. The shit is hard. And it's so much more to it than just, pour into your woman and walk away. Like, obviously you have to have the right person. And obviously you have to be open to doing the work. I cannot say it enough how important it is to be open to doing the work. The reason why relationships can be so hard is because you have one person who was, without you for 20, 30, whatever years, living their life, going through their own stuff, having their own trauma, doing their own healing, having their own experiences. And then you have another person with their own life, their own experiences, their own trauma. And you're taking those people and you're putting them together under one roof. And then you're putting children into it. Then you're putting friends into it. Then you're putting mood swings into it. Then you're putting PMS and all types of things into it. And those are all things that are there to like break you. And truly only the strongest survive. Like, only the strongest survive, which is why I feel like I'm a big advocate of not rushing to get married at a young age, because you still are, trying to have a certain level of maturity that I just don't think at 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, sometimes a person has. I just truly don't. But at the end of the day, my hope and my prayer for women, men, Black women, Black men, is that they find value in family. They find value in healthy marriages. It's crazy to me because another friend of mine, his daughter, right, was having an issue with her boyfriend. Now he lives in a whole other state. I guess he just might have heard something on the phone to where this man was talking to his daughter in a tone that he didn't like it. He booked a flight. He flew down to where his daughter was, and he was like, hold up, now this is my daughter, whatever. And I said to him, I said, you know what? You doing that for your daughter is going to, in such a positive way, have an imprint on her mind. It's going to help her pick the right man, hopefully. It's going to change the trajectory of her life because she has that example, that safety of a strong Black male figure in her life. You know what I'm saying? I remember when, I was in college, and I remember when this dude was talking to me real funny, real sideways. And I'll never forget, I called my brother on the phone crying, and within 10 minutes, he literally came to my college campus, up on the curb, walked in this party where this dude was talking to me sideways, told him to come outside. I'll never forget it. He had his arm around his shoulder. The dude started crying. He was like, what's going on? Why are you talking to my sister this way? Whatever. And I feel like that is what I look to when I think of a Black man. Like, I'm literally getting chills here. Because to me, that is the protector. That is the provider. He didn't pay for anything. He didn't give no money. He was just there to protect me in a situation where I did not feel safe. And it didn't take me explaining. It didn't take me, begging him. I don't even know if I even asked him to come up there, but it just took a Black man to hear someone that he loved, that he cared about, feel unsafe, feel unprotected, and feel like she was in an unsafe, vulnerable situation, and say less. I'm right there protecting you, which also has tailored the way that I look at men. Like, people are often in the comments saying, just saying stupid shit, to be honest with you. But I have such a high expectation for Black men, and I look at them the way I look at them, and I expect so much from them because that is all I know. I don't know nobody perfect on this earth, but I do know that I have been blessed to be surrounded by very great Black men who are family men who cherish marriage, cherish family units, and I love it. I'm in awe of it. So when I see Charlamagne the God, when I see this other guy talk about, pouring into your woman, creating that safe space, and not even just pouring into your woman, but the value that women have, the value that the Black woman has to add to your life. You can literally lose it all. You can literally be confused, be lost. And I feel like that Black woman is going to be there to be that rock, to be like, okay, listen, you're at a deficit, you're this, you're that. Let me kind of step in and help you as my partner, as my husband, to make sure that our family unit is tight, to make sure that our family unit is secure. And here's the thing, it is a domino effect. Because you have me, you have my friend's daughter on one end that is like, okay, cool. I know if I call my brother, if I call my man, or whatever the case might be, I ain't got it. He can just hear a weirdness in my voice. My friend, she said literally she was somewhere ordering some food. Okay. Her husband just happened to be sitting in the car, and she said that the person was being super rude to her, and giving her like a hard time when she was picking up food. She literally said that in like 30 seconds, she happened to look back, and there her husband was, like, because he was able to see and discern that his wife was looking uncomfortable. His wife was looking like she wasn't at peace. She wasn't at ease. So what did he do? He had to act. And that gave her a safe, protected place. And I'm sure she gave him a lot of shit that night, child, because I already know it was. But it's just stuff like that. That shit is free. To protect, to provide, to give a peaceful environment to a woman, that shit is free. Don't disrupt no bitch peace. Don't disrupt her peace, her life, if you are not there and if you cannot provide that safety that she needs. And here's the thing, it's not all about the woman, because I know I'm gonna have these unhealed men in the comments ready to come at my neck saying that women. But you know what? Any man who wants to argue it down that a woman shouldn't be protected and a woman shouldn't this, you need help, you need healing. And I know some good therapists. Hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions. Like, I love to have the conversation. I see you guys in the comments talking. I'm trying to, chime in my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts. Are here for Charlamagne the God's concept and thoughts about the value of women. And I will see you in the next episode.
You are now tuning to That's Scary with your host, Meloney P.